There will be short moments where you can see me. Oh, awake thou! Well, good morning. Hope you're gonna have a good day, like me. I woke up at like 2 something, and then 3 something, and then 3 something again, and then 3 something again, and then 4 something, and then 4:45. I was like, okay, I'm going to work. This isn't working for me. And I went to bed at 10. So, ugh. It's not that chilly. It's only 57. What? You don't know what I just said? Huh? I was yawning. I wasn't speaking. Well, what can I encourage you with today? Why was that? I don't even know if that's funny. I don't even know if that was funny. Good morning. You might be Eastern Standard Time, which in that case it would be 6 a.m. And in that case, I don't blame you for being here. But if it's before 6 a.m., I blame you for being here. But thanks for the thumbs up. It looks like you came, you saw, and you laughed. I can't even see the guy. I can't watch some kind of video with just a blank screen, not podcast.com. I don't know where people go to listen to podcasts. I do all my business on my iPhone, so I really don't know what the resources are. I guess I've heard iTunes, but I don't know how you do that from your iPhone. Ever since, way back in the day, iPhone 3G back in the day, like 09, yeah, 08, 09, I guess it was 09, I connected my phone and synced it up with iTunes regularly back in the day. And then over time, they made that more and more difficult, and I stopped doing that altogether. And I was like, fine, you want to make it difficult? Fine, I won't sync it with my iTunes because you're insane. Anyway, what I was laughing about was the gas station back there had works. I was just thinking that was funny. I don't know why exactly. Premium 316. It's not that funny. It's just, some coincidences are slightly interesting. Not interesting, just slightly interesting. Some coincidences are just slightly interesting. See, these guys, $3.14 is their premium price. So it's just one gas station. If you're in another part of the country where your gas is more expensive, yeah, that's one of the benefits. I think Florida, Tennessee has pretty low. The Southeast in general has pretty low gas prices. But it all evens out somewhere. That's one thing for sure. And Mississippi supposedly is really one of the cheapest places to live, property taxes and all that. But I'm sure it evens out somehow. Well, you paid Owen Benjamin $1. Oh no, now everybody knows how much I give Owen Benjamin. Guys. It's a gesture, okay? It's a gesture. It's a gesture of good, of kindness, of, hey, I got you, bro. Like, just enough to be ignored. I don't know. Definitely enough to be ignored. It is what it is. Well, I've got oatmeal this morning. And I took my leftover beef and I shredded it, and I put cheese sauce, not cheese sauce, cheese, like white cheese, Mexican cheese dip. I put that stuff on it, and then some guacamole salsa and some cabbage, and yeah, that's it. That's gonna be my lunch. There's 2 little medallions of falafel. I tossed that in there too. It's all good. So I have an 11-hour day. It's 5 now, and I'll be getting off at 5. So I mean, it'll be 13 hours, you know, from home. But technically, really, like 11 and a half hours or something or other. Pretty much 11 hours at work. I'll get there. I'll be walking in and clocking in around 6. I forgot my badge yesterday. That was really annoying. Got it today though. Got it right here. It's on a little zip cord thing. It's so cool. I'm so cool. All right. So there's this interesting thing that happens when we're expecting to wake up and we're anticipating something and we're trying to sleep. The phenomenon is most familiar to those that celebrated Christmas, and they were excited about the toys or whatever, presents. And you go to sleep and you wake up at like 2 and 3 and 4, whatever. And then you end up waking up around what time? Probably, I mean, around 6, right about the cresting of the sun on the horizon, right when the very first sights of light happen. And your parents just went to bed an hour before. And yeah. Anyway, it's weird because part of you is like, I think I slept. I mean, I slept, but you question the quality of that sleep. But what's happening is, I've explained this before on a video nobody watched, which, by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil the fun because it's hilarious. I want you to consider, and that's the other funny thing, I'm sharing it now because so few people are gonna watch this video. All right. This is ironic, hilarious, whatever. My video, How to Be a Pariah, has 0 views. Do you understand how ironic, hilarious that is? Ironilarious. Ironic-hilarious? Ironic-hilarious. It doesn't matter. It's really funny. A video about how to be a pariah and no one has seen it I think I accomplished my task. So much a pariah that nobody even... That is... Maybe that's not funny. Something about that seems really funny to me. Anyway, we'll move on. So let's go back to some science. So love science at 5:13 in the morning. All right. So we've got levels of sleep, the stages of sleep, and we go all the way up. We start at nothing. You work your way up the levels. So your consciousness exists, so to speak, or it always exists. Your consciousness has, I'm trying to think of the best word to phrase, like to convey the right idea. Okay, it's like you have a consciousness all the time, obviously, but when you're sleeping, the volume gets turned all the way down. It can scream. And that's why you get the phenomenon of screaming in your dreams and nothing coming out. Your consciousness, your conscious thoughts, they can go the whole time, but you won't hear them necessarily, especially in the higher levels or stages of sleep. So that's why if you're conscious that you need to wake up, every time you slip back down to the valleys of your sleep cycle, in between your cycles, in between your cycles, sounded like something else, obviously, but that's, anyway, I'm talking about sleep cycles. In between the cycles, your consciousness volume turns up. And because it turns up, you're like, oh, wait, what's going on? I need to, whatever you're thinking about. And your subconscious and your dream state and all that talks to, metaphorically, talks to your consciousness. So that's why you can wake up in between sleep cycles thinking about your dreams. Part of the reason that your dreams fade away so much is because your consciousness is like being told a story. It's not. It is experiencing it, but it's a little different. It's just different, and it's like the telephone game. And the way that I'm describing this might sound really weird. I'm giving a metaphorical description for things that scientists can't even understand, especially because scientists refuse to acknowledge the supernatural. They refuse to accept that there is a realm that is unseen, and that's really when they're trying in the realm of human science. That you're gonna be forever, eternally perplexed by the human mind, by the human body, if you choose to always ignore the unseen. And who would have known that this dude would be so profound at 5:17 in the morning? Who would have known that you would be so lucky, so blessed to be watching this video right now, whenever now is for you, because in that regard, total relativity. But you're so fortunate to have watched this video. I'm being a little sarcastic. Okay, it's all good. It's fine. It's fine. I knew it'd be dark the whole time. Hell, welcome. Tripping over my words just to say hello. I mixed hey and hello. It was per Dunkelplod. Good morning. Dude, your song is great. I mean, it's not excellent. I'm just kidding. No, I like it. It was really cool. And I feel, I'm very thankful and feel very blessed that there are people working together for this project, for this mission. So my recommendation to you, or request, is just to simply post it yourself under the name Operation Baby Landlord. And I want bunches of people to do that, to make their own Operation Baby Landlord videos. So that's my request, and I'm thankful, and it's really cool. Sometimes I say weird things. So, I don't know if you got here in time to hear my sleep talk, but I was telling you... Oh, that's cool. So I was talking about the sleep cycles and why it is that when you have a restless night and you keep waking up, that's because your consciousness is getting turned, the volume is getting turned up in between the cycles, the valleys. And then when you go up the stages, like stage 2, stage 3, REM, stage 4, stage 5, your consciousness is turned all the way down. It never stops talking, but it's like the volume gets turned down when you're in the higher levels of sleep. And anyway, because I woke up at a lot of times last night because I was like, I'm going to work absurdly early. Almost early enough to be chastised, like a comical level, except it's not that comical, like 5:45. There are people, well, it's their shift, but there's a shift where I work, it's 5 to 1:30. It's a weird shift, 5 to 1:30. But I'm going to be showing up at like 5:45, 5:40-ish. Be walking in, and they're going to be like, Devin. Nobody's going to say my name because nobody's going to be there. When did you get here, Devin? Oh, I got here at 5:40. What? You got here at what? Why? I mean, we said come in early, not come in before. What? I just wanted to be, you know, when I'm trying to do a good thing, I like to do a good thing in an absurd way. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Chill out. It's fine. It's all fine. All of it. That, I need a channel banner. That's definitely my phrase. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so I was thinking about sleep. I was thinking about how we wake up. I woke up very much like 45 minutes before oh, that's cool, man. 45 minutes before my alarm. I had set my alarm for 5:30, and I'm like, I just woke up so many times. I don't know. I went to bed at 10 though, so I got over 6 hours of sleep. Slightly interrupted, but it wasn't interrupted by anything else, which is healthy. What I mean by that is, if your sleep is interrupted by something else, well, your body reacts by releasing all, then it's not as big of a deal. I mean, this stuff can get really technical if you like really, I'm giving you a really cursory explanation. Anyway. Oh, here's what you missed too. And people that are starting this from fresh, you know, showing some kindness because I got extra time and not a lot on my mind at 5:23. But here's another thing you missed. Scientists that try to explain the body, the human body, the human mind, will always come short. They will always fall short in explaining the reason. They're like, and sleep is a mystery, and we still don't understand that much about blah, 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 is because they continue to refuse to acknowledge the supernatural and the unseen world, or rather the spiritual elements of the mind and body. So as long as they continue to refuse to accept or acknowledge the elements of our spiritual nature, that which is non-material, they will always be confused about how things work, because there is most definitely a spiritual nature to our life, in the way that God has breathed life into us, and in the way that God sustains us. So I was telling my wife this is an interesting way to look at it too, in regards to science. It's kind of a long message, but ain't nobody around me, so what's the spookiest thing ever happened? Yeah, spookiest. I psych myself out a lot. The question was, what's the spookiest thing that's ever happened to me or somebody near me or around me or whatever? I psyched myself out a lot as a kid, thinking that that there was a whole lot more interactivity between us and demons or angels or anything like that. I think in a lot of ways we get Men in Blacked, nebulizer, neuralizer. Is that what they call it? The neuralizer? Nebulizer's that thing you breathe in. That's funny. The neuralizer. Not literally, but I think that when, I don't know. Again, that's a metaphor for explaining why there's not more awareness of what's going on in the spiritual world around us. But I can't really give you a story of the spookiest thing, because my mind doesn't dwell on or sensationalize any of the... because there's been evil things, there's been evil presences, all of that. But I don't want to call it no, I'm not criticizing your use of the word. I get the use of the word spooky. So I'm not trying to criticize the word, because you're just talking. It's fine. It's fine. But I don't call it spooky because that can sensationalize that which is evil, which I just want to avoid. So, in as much that might have been your frame of mind, then just consider that. Make sure that you don't sensationalize evil. Not that you're doing that consciously or directly, but you don't want to do it even accidentally. So, thank you. I'm glad you do. Because I was trying to say it in a kind, just thought-provoking way. Good job throwing me off my track, though. I was gonna talk about something. If you remember back that far. Let's see. So anybody that ends up watching this video, they're like, He said no one would be with him. No one would watch this video. He was wrong. You know what? That's an interesting thing, though. Somebody could try to call me a liar. You know how absurd that is, though, right? If somebody makes a prediction and then it's wrong, they're just bad at predictions. Doesn't make them a liar. Just makes them bad at predictions. There's a difference. And that's why people should, like, go pray and fast in the desert for like 40 days before they ever call themselves a prophet of God, because you don't want to get that wrong. I'm telling you, you don't want to get that wrong. I don't call myself that. Never will. Well, okay, I'm not going to say never, because God can do whatever he wants with my life. But I don't see it happening. I'll put it that way. But I won't say never, because, you know, that's when God will make me grow. Yeah, man. Those are good topics. If I said I was never going to be a prophet of God, that's when everything in my life would go even more insane. And a coat of camel fur would fall from the sky. And, like, I would suddenly, a pot of honey would show up. And bugs, locusts, would be starting to fly around my head. And I'd be like, really, God? Really? That's how it's going to be? Really? Birch gold. It's just association. Every time I think of the word really, I can't think of the word really anymore without thinking of birch gold. It's just the way it is, guys. My mind works the associative nature of words. All right, so prayer and thankfulness. Good topics. We want to be more prayerful. Recognize this. Recognize this. It is good and healthy for our minds to constantly be thinking about and our thoughts to be directed towards God. He's our creator. He loves us. He knows us. Head to work, man. Have a good day. It's good. It's all good. We need to acknowledge that our creator loves us. He made us. He cares about us. We are like little children. We are like just tiny little babies, not making sense most of the time to the creator of the universe. But if you're a parent, you understand that even when your 2-year-old is talking to you, intentionally trying to communicate to you, your heart delights in it. Your heart delights in it. And we need to recognize that God is interested. So our desire to be more prayerful in life, and welcome another person. Our desire to be more. They left already. Like, oh my gosh, what is this? Can't handle that. Ugh, it's all black and stuff. It's just ridiculous. And he's talking about prayer. Why are you my subscriber? Just wondering. They accidentally closed the window. I get it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh wow. Faked me out. You faked me out. It wasn't even a second person. That's hilarious. It's all good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. So recognize your Father in heaven loves you. He wants to hear from you. And it's part of abiding. Now, obviously, that's a recipient relationship. When we abide in Him, we're receiving. That's done by reading the scriptures. That's done by praying. That's done by fasting. That's done by being obedient. All of that good stuff. Dude, it's so early, and there's so many cars. And I totally, like, kind of cut this person off. I mean, they had, like, 500 feet to slow down, so it's fine. Technically, it's fine. All right, so let's do this. Prayer, though. He wants to hear you. He wants to hear you. And when we set our mind on that interactivity and say, no, he's always listening to me. Our mindfulness, and that's a disgusting word in a lot of ways. Mindfulness, that whole Eastern mysticism, psycho craziness. Oh my gosh, are you destroying the idea of no, they hijacked and twisted, and just stay away from the nonsense is all I'm saying, okay? Anyway, but being mindful of your Father in heaven, the creator of the universe, and talking to Him all the time, it's healthy. It's going to be good for you. So it's something that it takes a shift of acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge that He's listening. You have to acknowledge that He cares. And when you realize that, and you realize that there's less value in playing a video game or whatever than actually just having a conversation. It's not necessarily a conversation, but just, if again, go around some kids. They don't even need talked to. They just want somebody to listen. And we are like that. We are like that. When it comes to God, we are like that. That's what we have the scripture for, too. And he talks. He talks. All right, so thankfulness, the topic of thankfulness. I'll wrap this up with the topic of thankfulness. Thanks to one of the visitors this morning. And thank you for being here. All right, so the concept of thankfulness and how I want to be more thankful. Sometimes you just need to make a list. Here's a good homework exercise for everybody today. Make a list of all the times that you were in a tough spot. And it could have been anything. You needed gas money, whatever, okay? But list all the times that you were in an extremely tough spot. And then, if you can remember, explain. Welcome, good morning. About to wrap things up here. I went to work super early today. Then follow up that list, right? Just make a big old list of all the times that you were in a really tough spot. Dangerous, threatening, financially, whatever. Good morning. More people are showing up towards the end of my video, which is always what happens. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay. So make a list of the things that you're that were ridiculous. Just really ridiculous. Okay? And then make a list. That dude is so always here. Then make a list of what happened. Notifications. Dude, you're not looking at your notifications at 5 in the morning. I started this at 5. Central Standard Time. But yeah, I know. Notifications. What are you going to do? You're just going to do the best you can. It's not a big deal. You don't need to hang out with me. But I did have somebody hanging out with me. He's listening now, I guess. All right, so am I totally going to get the spot of my dreams right now? Because that'd be kind of cool. Oh, the spot of my dreams was taken. But that's okay. I'm going to take this one. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to park across the street. I mean, I'm parking on the, not across the street. I'm parking right here. But then I'm going to walk across the street when I get off work today. And I'm going to be like, oh man, I didn't park across the street. It just happens all the time. Anytime I park on this side, on the building side. All right, so thankfulness. Make a list. I know, it's early. It's fine. Make a list of the times that things were crazy in your life, okay? This is a practical way to be more thankful. Okay, and then follow your list up and think, what happened after that? What happened after that? So we had one of the folks in the chat talk about 2 life-threatening situations that they went through, and I was like, yeah, wow. But I don't put a lot of weight on that. I mean, it's significant and it's something to be thankful for. But I want you to think about it in the other way. They're telling the story. So immediately you should just be like, God is so good. But then you're like, well, this person's story, they died. And it's like, well, hey, it's tough for the ones that are living, but maybe maybe it was the right thing for the person. You know, I consider people blessed that are no longer on this crazy planet. Do you get what I'm saying? All right, so yeah, make a list of the crazy times and then what happened shortly thereafter. And that's a good technique to be thankful, to have thankfulness. That's my 2 cents on that. So prayer, you can enhance your prayer life by acknowledging that we are just like little children, and you know, we just need to acknowledge that he's always listening and that he loves us. And thankfulness, you want to increase your thankfulness, then make a list of the crazy times and then follow that list up, each little line item, with how he brought you through. And how you were brought through and it wasn't your own power is usually a pretty quick way to acknowledge how and why to be thankful. So that's my 2 cents. It's 5:40. Almost no traffic at all. So I'm going to go work my tail to the tail end of the day. I'll get off at 5, and I'll stream on the way home, and there will be light then, and it is what it is. And then tonight is Tuesday night, and I should be doing something tonight too. So comment on this video if you made it. Thank you, man. Thank you. Comment on this video if you have any desires. If you want to encourage me in any way. So remember, encourage is code for in-group preference. So you can encourage me with your words. You can encourage me with your dollars. You can encourage me with prayers. Any of that. But we need to encourage each other. And if your ability is to pray, pray. You know what your abilities are. And that's what this is, in-group preference. I hope to educate some people on some in-group preference, guys. In-group preference for people that get it. And constant discipleship, and you want more people to get it. It's not a closed group. That's part of what makes it so great, and it can't be like this thing of hate. You want more people to get it, but you're definitely going to support and love and focus on the ones that get it. but you're always wanting more people to get it. But if somebody's not wanting to get it, then it's like, whatever, shaking the dust off my feet. All right, much love. I need to get liquid and food in my belly so that I can survive this morning. Because if I don't, it's just going to be a bad day. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm thankful. Thank you to you. Thank you for being here. And have a good one.